4, UAT sign off. Number 5, deployment strategy, deployment sign off. That's all. Even if these 5 are the very simplest of the deliverables, you must agree on the deliverables. So even if they don't suggest, you need to ask them what the deliverables are. So tomorrow at the end, what if they say, they tell you that you have not not going to give you a sign off? How do you counter them with evidences? The evidences are going to be a deliverable. So you complete A, B, C, and D. You can tell them that only E is remaining. I'll share E. You are supposed to sign off.
Okay. And I should also ask my manager to create a shared folder, because I
Yeah,
don't think we have a folder where we could, uh, you know, store everything, the evidences and all.
yeah. You need to ask them, or you create it from your end, from your let's say the OneDrive, and then you share it to the team if your manager agrees to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I
Okay.
just wanted to confirm before, going back to my manager and those Group X people I thought of was confirming with.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start then. So what we went through yesterday was completely the testing work stream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so almost I was just checking through. So 23 classes are done, and there was one half an hour session that we took. Then you had to drop off, so that's still fine. So roughly we have around 7 classes left. Okay, out of which for sure we will take 2 more classes for this, 1 more class for this, because we already discussed more on this. One will just brush through things, then we may spend 2 classes on this part. So 5 classes will be for this, and then key learnings I thought of covering at the end, but then we have been discussing then and there, so that should not take a separate class. However, if you wanted to take this project financial, we can also take that as one of the class. So 2 for this, let's say, or you consider 3 for this, including the templates. Then we can say 1 or 2 for this. 3 plus 2, 5, 6 classes, and then we will have 1 more class left wherein we can recap everything and we can clarify all the doubts that you have. So this will be the structure. So just setting the stage so that you can plan your task accordingly.
Yeah.
Okay. So today, what we have, I mean, at least what I have in my mind is, so far we have covered pretty much whatever we had to cover for the realize phase. What is left is only this data management part and integration part. So that will form as part of this realize work stream. Otherwise, this is very common, generic, nothing to worry about, nothing specific to any phases. It's a continuous process throughout all the phases. But then this one is part of deploy, operations and support. Okay, so we are only left with 2 things. So I thought I'll just step into the deliverables, and then we'll look at the templates. And post that, we'll continue with the integration workstream and rest of the work streams that we have. Okay, so now when we talk about realize, so what we have done so far, we had done the documentation work. We know now what is the entire solution for each of the process. We know what is the product backlog. Out of that, we know what are all the different customizations to be done. We know how much RISEs we are going to develop before the go live through RISE of catalog. We have developed the functional specification. We know what is the roles and authorization matrix we are going to set up in the system. We have the data load preparation strategy, and we have started collecting the data as well from the business team. Also, we have something that is prepared for the test cases. So based on the design that we have also identified what scenarios of testing that we need to do in unit testing and sprint testing both together. Okay, now what we will start off with in realize is we will start off with configuration. Okay, so for which the deliverable will be configuration document. All right. Parallelly, we are also going to do a development activity. That technical developers, ABAP developers will do all the testing by themselves, all the development by themselves and the testing. So after that is done, they will prepare technical specification. So functional specification is something that is prepared in Explore, and for that same object, technical specification is prepared right after that object is developed. Then our consultant team, functional consultant team, is going to prepare the unit testing scripts. Then,
Um, Sunil,
yes,
I just want to clarify one thing. Like in
yeah,
yesterday's meeting,
yeah,
the customer side, they said that we are going to perform the unit testing,
okay,
and he said that there's a guy, he'll be doing it.
mm-hmm.
Okay, and I want to understand from our side also, the development team, the technical lady, she is developing, and the functional tester is testing the out.
Okay.
Okay, so what is that called then? Can customer also carry the unit testing, or the customer might have got confused between UAT and unit testing?
No, no. What the ideal scenario is, you are giving functional specification to a developer, correct? That is
Mhm.
as part of Explore. Then in Realize, you would have set up everything. You would have configured whatever that is required. And from the configuration only, the tester, I mean, the developer will start developing the object that you have given. Now they have developed, they will test by themselves. They will do the testing by themselves such that they will know that functionality, whatever I have asked to develop, that functionality and features are working fine. This happens from the technical developer side. Okay, this is number one. And right after I do the unit testing as a developer, I will share it to the functional consultant, and I will ask him to test also as a unit testing. The functional guy will not test on the coding level. Instead, he will test the functionality business wise,
Okay.
functionally.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it is giving all the data properly, so the columns are all I mean, the data that is fetched in all the columns of a report is exactly what is in the table from the back end. The logics that I asked him to compute, is it working fine? So these are all functionally the functional guy will test. Okay, that happens as part of functional team. So right after this, it will move to the this person, the consultant. I mean, the either two things can happen. If there
Mm-hmm.
is someone who will be called as a tester within our team, internal team, then from the functional team it will go to them, and they will test it from the application point of view. So all the input parameters are working fine. Okay, yes. Then am I able to put duplicate entries for the
For
same
the same
records?
records.
So these are all things that they will check from the testing tester point of view. So if that is also passed, then that goes to the business team for UAT. So there the business team will perform, and once that is confirmed, this object need not be developed. So it is considered okay for deployment. So this is the entire cycle.
Okay, so this tester, like after the functional tester, like after the functional consultant has tested and it is moved on to the tester, so this tester can be from the customer side also, or
Can
it,
be from the customer side also.
okay,
Either ways possible.
okay, and this is also referred to as unit testing.
No, that is also unit testing. Both can happen.
Okay,
See, when it depends actually on the scope. So, if that object is particularly a report that does not have any dependency with two other screens or three other screens, then it can be called as a unit testing, because that functions as a unit, that report. However, if you are doing such changes in the screen, and
mm-hmm.
the changes that you are doing in the screen is going to reflect in some other screen, so this forms a part of string testing. I have to input something in the screen, be able to save that. I have to go check another screen. This data that I saved here should reflect there. So these are all functional testing that we can call as string testing. So both cases are possible in terms of testing.
Okay,
Okay. So when it comes to realize these four, technical specification, unit testing scripts, string testing scripts. If For evidence, you need to prepare in development. You can prepare in development, and you can also prepare the same in quality. Okay. Then solution walkthrough, session MOM and report. Okay. This is solution walkthrough. So this can be a deliverable. Then after this, you will have user training, for which you need to have first thing is training plan, user training materials, which is the manuals. Then after this, user training, uh, MOM and participant list. So one more thing that I forgot is you will have feedbacks from SWT, solution walkthrough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, solution walkthrough issue log. So before I go into the user training, I must fix all the issues that they've reported. The incidents, let's say, if they're asking for a new change that falls into the backlog, we will not be doing it unless it is business critical.
Okay.
Okay, then we go for UAT, for which you need to prepare UAT testing scripts. The same thing will be used basically. So both unit testing script and string testing, you need to give it to UAT as a test scripts. Then UAT test execution and results. So it will be submitted as a report with evidences. Okay, this is working fine. This is not. This is passed. This scenario failed. So they will also give you the screenshots of the document.
Okay.
Okay, then after UAT, you do cutover document, then you do QGate, then you do phase closure. This is the overall deliverables for a realized phase that you can. I mean, these are all very basic deliverables. Again, if you have OCM, for OCM specific deliverables will be there. That is all something that you agree with your customer. But very generic, according to the standard project plan, this will be the high level deliverables of Realize. Okay. Now
Yeah.
let us get into the things one by one. So for any workshop that you maintain, okay, the event, let's say it is solution walkthrough or UAT. So what date, which consultant, what is the topic, whether it's afternoon session, forenoon session, you will maintain the attendee's name. And if it's a physical session that you're going to have at on-site, you will take signature from them. Otherwise, you will just mark it as this thing and get acceptance from them over email.
Okay.
You will record it as an MOM. This is applicable for end user training, solution walkthrough, UAT sessions. So this will act more like a participant list or an attendance report for each workshop. Because tomorrow you'll have to keep track of who is taking the training, what's the duration. Because what happens sometimes, you would have kept in the project plan 5 days for completing the entire UAT.
Mm.
However, you have 6 modules, 2 modules would lag behind. The reason would have been this: the guy who was supposed to do the UAT would have been absent for 2 days. How do you track all of those stuff? You track it on the basis of this participant list. So because of the delay in it, because of the non-availability of stakeholders, your UAT session got delayed, and that is the reason why your project plan is getting impacted. So for you to, all these are basically evidences that you are generating out of each meeting, which is very important as a project manager. Okay, otherwise during steering committee meetings, if you have to present a report during your WSRs that you will publish, all of these things, this data and statistics will help you out. Okay, this is applicable for solution walkthrough, end user training, and UAT, all 3 things.
Okay.
So next is your test script. So how does it's the same as that of how I showed you. So if you remember yesterday, I was showing you this test case, no?
Mm-hmm.
So out of that, you pick one case ID, hiring process, and then within hiring, same nationality hiring, then different national hiring. So I will put what is this step number 1, enter the employee details. What is the input data? So what it should do? So it should record a entry. It should create a new employee in the system.
Okay.
So after I execute all those things, they will record the actual result here. So an employee with ID 1012 got created in the system. So similarly, they'll execute all the steps and they will put all the screenshots here and they will say whether this test case is passed or failed. If there is any issues, they'll record it here. And if there is any assumptions, they'll record here. This is not required, but if there is any issue, they'll record it here. Okay, this happens as part of any testing. So same is the scenario we will follow for all the three. By all three, I mean for unit test, for string test, for UAT.
Okay.
So for all the scripts, it will be the same structure, same template.
All right. So this template is downloaded from SAP.
SAP as an accelerator.
All right. So that's why it is written SAP. If I prepare for my organization, I
You
would
can
want.
remove all SAP's logo, change your templates. So all these templates are basically available in Roadmap Viewer. So you can download all these from there and you can revamp it according to your needs, according to your company's theme, coloring.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have, okay, let's go. So now this configuration document. Okay, so as and when I'm doing a configuration, there will be a T code. For example, I'm doing a configuration on the company. Or
Mhm.
let's say for you to relate it better, you said employee area, employee sub area, employee groups. All these are configurations, right? So where do I do this? Under SPRO, which is a T code, I click on IMG path, and under IMG path, I will have different menus, and through those menus, I will have to click on do the configuration. So what is the path in which I am configuration for employee subgroup, employee groups? So all these I will mention it here, and I will also mention the transport number, which is TR number, TR description. Okay, what is the change that I'm doing? What is the menu and what is the screenshot? So if I'm entering five different employee subgroups, I will put five different employee subgroup screenshot that I've created in the system. So how this helps is that tomorrow, if this consultant, whoever has configured in the implementation, is moving out of the project, and there is one more consultant who is going to support, this document can be referred to understand what configuration has been made in the system. So any configuration that is done in the system specific to any module has to be recorded in this. Each module consultant should prepare a configuration document for their module.
Okay.
So I'm creating a company code. So creation of company code, creation of plant, creation of storage location, creation of a warehouse. I will put the entire screenshots and document everything how I'm configuring. So this I have to give it to my customer such that today HR path is supporting, tomorrow company XYZ will support. How does the customer know what is configured? Through this document and the documents that you are preparing. The deliverables basically as part of your project. So this is configuration template. So you'll have to put four very important things, which is what is the path in which your configuration is done, what is the T code, what is the TR number, what is the change that you're doing, what is the menu path that you have selected to make this change, what are all the different configurational settings, those screenshots should be given and the explanation should be given here. Okay.
Okay.
So this is about configuration. Then this is solution walkthrough. This is how typically it will be. So module, what is
Mhm.
the GSI number? What is the process name? What is the scenario? If there is any module, sorry. So if there is any module that is integrated with this, you mention that module. Who is the consultant? Who is the owner from the business side? I
Mhm.
mean, the head from the business side. Who is the owner from the business side? Then you put planned start, planned end. What is the venue in which we are taking, the status of that, and actual end, and when we have closed it. So this is typically our solution walkthrough plan, and we will also record our actuals. So if we plan 5 days to complete our entire solution walkthrough, we can know who is going to do what and who will be responsible. And we can monitor the timelines also. Okay, so this is about solution walkthrough. And for the
Okay,
same
so
solution walkthrough, you will also have to prepare the participant list. Yeah, you wanted to ask
so
something.
yeah, I wanted to ask, the consultants will fill this, or the PM should fill the.
No, your job is to give the timelines.
Hmm.
Okay, assuming that I have 6 modules for the project. Okay, I tell the team that 6 days is what we have, so solution walkthrough, 6 working days. So FI can have 10 items, SD sales and distribution can have 5 items,
Mm-hmm.
then materials management can have 20 items. So it is the responsibility of the consultant to plan and execute these things. So what you can do is sit with them to review this plan. So you should plan in advance such that you will, from the project plan anyway, you know that 6 days is allocated for solution walkthrough, right? So if
Yeah.
the planned date for start is 4th of February, you should be sitting with them on 26th. While they are doing testing, you should probably organize a session with each of the member as to get a plan from them, how they are planning the 6 days. They will give you a plan and you can sit and review with them. So the planning part will remain with the consultant. You need to review and make sure that aligns with your master project plan.
Okay.
Okay, that's how it's usually done. So this is applicable for all the items. So tomorrow, if you're going to plan for end user training, you need to publish a schedule. Same thing will be applicable. Same goes for explore phase also. For solution validation workshop, delta design workshop.
Mm-hmm.
So for any workshop for that matter, as a project manager, you can give the baseline schedule. So from this date to this date is what this activity is planned. If few people complete it earlier, it's well and good. If few people are extending further, if they say, okay, I have a lot of items, I cannot complete in 6 days, then you need to set up your project plan accordingly.
Okay.
Okay. So all these things should be factored at the beginning of your project, such that you will not have to change the go live dates and impact your entire schedule. So you always take the farthest. So whoever has the highest scope, or whoever needs the highest number of days, you take that as the total days required to complete that activity. Plus maybe 1 or 2 days buffer, if your contract allows, if your timeline allows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is about user manual typically. So what is the process? How do we execute? So what is the transaction code? What is the field? What is the values that you need to input? You put the screenshots, you take the values that you are going to tabulate, and you put down the entire screenshots of each and every thing. So enter this decode, put this data, then you probably take screenshots of all of those things and put it one by one, such that you can allow the users to know how to navigate to record the transaction. So for each process, you need to prepare one manual. For import sales, one manual, or for, let's say, in terms of hiring, internal hiring, external hiring, other nationality hiring. So all of these will have different manuals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this you can structure anyway. However, it is feasible for you.
Okay. So this
Okay,
is
this
user manuals template.
Yeah, you have a process name, and this process name you will have to give a D code, and to if they have to access an easy access, they you give this.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you are going to if the users are only going to handle in Fiori system, then you take the screenshots of Fiori system and put it here.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just a way to tell them how to navigate and process the transaction for their business process. That's all. So if you have 4 5 subdivisions, you have to put it in 4 5 steps. So you see here process steps 1 to n. So
Mm-hmm.
process step 1, enter in the employee information. How do you enter? You navigate into 4 screens, enter the information. Step number 2, approving the created data. How do you approve? Step number 3, validate whether employee is created in the system. So you go to this report, you check this, enter this employee ID and see, you see all the data populated. So all of these process steps one by one, you have to enter into this user manual.
Okay. I have seen consultants sharing user manual, but it is not like this. They just they are using Word document, but there is no such format. They are simply putting down the steps and screenshots in a.
That's all. This is also basically the same.
Mm.
See, the only difference is the
Yeah,
user
but
easy
yeah,
access T code.
yes, they are not
Then you
using
have sub
this thing.
process steps within that,
Mm.
and how the navigation is working. How do you? What is the field values that you need to put?
Maybe we haven't given them any templates. That's why.
Yeah, you can probably
Mm.
put those templates. So you
Yes,
you you
I
can
should
put
start.
4 5.
Yeah.
You're aware of putting table of contents. Say for example, I can put, I don't know, in Google Sheets. I've only worked in this thing. Wait, let's see. Okay, in Microsoft Excel, you will
Mhm.
have a provision. Sorry, not in Excel. In Word, you will have a provision to put it as header one,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, and you can also put subdivisions 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, something like that. You can put 5 different header ones for process name. What is the process name? This will be header one. Header two will be, uh, this thing, the transactional code or
Mm.
process. Header three will be process steps. Process number one, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3.
Mm.
Then number two will be navigation. How do you navigate? Number four would be the field values to enter. So something like that, you can prepare a template for them.
Yeah.
Okay, you can
I think
publish
that,
it.
yeah, and for the project which we are handling now, like with the for which we had with a meeting yesterday, so I can share this template to the consultant and the technical and functional consultant as well.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, this is not required to be shared to the technical guys. Only functional consultant will
Only
do.
functional consultants. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, but technical consultants for sure will not be preparing, because at the end, the guys who are going to face the business is functional consultants.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you must also understand there are consultants who are techno-functional. So
Mm.
the technical guys only will go talk to the business and gather requirements and do their testing also. So it might be a possibility that the lady that you mentioned might be a
Mhm.
techno-functional consultant. So understand those parts before take conversations with them.
Okay.
Okay, so this thing, and then when we talk about UAT issue log, this is how in general it will be. So what module? Script number. So each script or test case we will be preparing, no? So I think I showed you here. So it is test case ID. So for test case ID, so this is the test case. Let's say this is hiring, and I have this scenario one, scenario two, which is for internal hiring. Uh, I mean, the same country hiring, outside
Mhm.
national hiring. Okay. What I will be doing is I will name this as, in case if this is HR hyphen hiring, I will name this as HR hyphen hiring hyphen 001. I will name this as HR hyphen 002.
Mhm.
And I will record here as, um I will record here as HR hyphen hiring hyphen 002, such that I will know where this exact issue is.
Okay.
Okay, then you put the issue description. What is the type of the issue? Whether it's configuration, it's an authorization issue. Do we need more training? All of those stuff. Then priority, who it is assigned to, what is the date it is reported on, issued, who reported it, whether it is scope or outside of scope, what is the date of completion. So even in UAT, it's all very generic, whether it is before go live, after go live. So even in UAT, you will get requirements that was not discussed during the explore phase. Okay,
Okay.
so it is your duty. First level, anyway, consultant will handle that. For complex situations, it is your duty as a project manager to negotiate with them and try to make things to move to backlog and make it, push to development after go live. So this conversation needs to be taken. Most of the times, this is where majority of your efforts will go into. So during solution walkthrough, that's when they are seeing the system for the first time, right? And
Mhm.
then after that, they would have had multiple sessions in the user training, key user training. So by now they would have 30-40% they would have been aware. Then after that, they would have done UAT. While doing UAT, at least 50-60% they know what to do. And if the user is very clever and he knows SAP previously, he
Mhm.
would have by now at the time of UAT understood around 80% of the system, whatever you have configured, whatever is the exact scenarios. He will test all the scenarios and he will come up with additional requirements. Okay, this is how it's working, but it is better if I get a scenario, if I get an email notification here. It is better if I get a report that can make me see all this data. He will get all the ideas there. So he will start asking you all these questions. He will start recording all those in a mail. And your duty as a project manager is to record all of those in the UAT log and try to segregate whether that's an issue that will impact when it is deployed into production, or is that something that will that can be delivered after go live also. So, for example, if it is an email notification, that is
Mhm.
not going to stop the business process, right? It's not so critical. So when an approval is happening, that is automatically reflected in the system. What they're asking is when the approval is happening, I want to get a notification. That is not necessary. That is something that is out of MSCW that is probably at the last would have. So I need not do it before the go live. I need not take that pain. So you can push it to after go live if such things arise during the UAT. Okay, so if that is something that is very business critical, you need to resolve it. You need to get it approved by one more level of UAT, and then you can attach the email, or let's say put down where it was approved, something like that.
Yeah.
So this is basically the script that you have.
Mhm. Sunil, I would request to please share these templates. This will really help me because with one of our client, it's happening like this. Whatever you
Mhm.
said, no, they'll demand we want this also, we want that also. So it's happening. So I
Mhm.
think I could document them and
Yeah, but anyway, consultants will not document. It is you who have to follow up with
yeah,
your
I'll
consultants
document it.
and
Yes.
document. If you have good set of consultants, maybe they'll record, and you
Mhm.
can take the responsibility of the negotiation with the customer. However, most of the times, out of 5, 6 team members that you have, only 2, 3 might update. Rest three will
Mhm.
not do. So you will have to deal with that through emails. Whatever you get, you'll have to record it here and try to discuss with the consultants, understand the context, and then take negotiations with the customer.
Yeah. Okay, so this UAT testing, UAT issue log template, when do we share this with the customer?
No, it should be in your shared folder. The
Okay,
shared
this should
folder
be
should be a
for,
live one.
okay, live one as in the
As
customer.
in, it should be a folder where this is present.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that folder should be accessed throughout the project by every one of you, by your team
Whether,
members and by the customer also.
okay,
Okay, and or this can be a shared folder, or if that is to be a tool, you can use the tool for documents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh, and any time anyone makes any changes in the UAT issue log, anyone else must be able to view that. So today you are inserting 5 columns.
Mm-hmm.
Customer project manager, when he opens from his side, he must be able to see that 5 columns also. That's what I mean by live. So what the context is that you must have a shared folder. This file should be present in that shared folder, and all of your team members, including the customer side, should be able to access that.
Got it.
Okay, this is how UAT issue log will be maintained, and then
Mm-hmm.
this is the risk matrix. Okay, what is your risk category? What is your risk description? Who identified it? What date? What is the impact? Probability of occurrence? What is the total assessment? Based on these two, this will auto populate. What is the priority? Are we going to, what is the mitigation plan? Are we going to transfer it to someone else? Are we delegating it? Are we going to watch that? All of those stuff. And then what is our, risk response, responsible person, deadline, and next check. So this is our listing. So risk register, I would say.
Okay.
So do you have the habit of maintaining risk register?
Um, no, I haven't seen anything over here.
Okay, applicable only for larger projects. So if you're part of any larger projects, you might see
But things
people
are
maintaining.
very different over here. I don't know. Unlike India, in India, everything is very organized. There are layers, managers, and team leaders. Everything over here, I don't know. It's very messed up. They don't have these templates. They're not sharing it. Everyone has their own things.
Mhm. No, it's
Yeah.
about the organization. It's about the organization. So if you do you have a PMO in your organization? PMO as in it's not your project management team. So someone who has a position in the project management office and is not working for any projects. So their responsibility is to standardize, govern, and build these templates, help the project managers.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure because this organization is something like the other organizations they have merged into this organization. Even our path, but my organization also merged uh, 2 or 3 years back, and then now
Mhm.
Group X is there, Energy is there, so they are always in competition with each other. So there is
Okay,
no
okay.
proper management. They won't listen to us. There are so many politics going on. So I don't know how
That
the
happens with mergers. I mean, mergers or acquisitions. That's how it works. So they work in silos, and you will be seen. And even though you are all belong to the same entity right now, you will all be still seen as different, people only. So
yes,
that's
it is like that. We are not we are representing as HR path, but the customer would get to know that okay, this is Group X, this is that.
Mhm.
Yeah, they are splitted. The customer can make out, and even others in the meeting can make out. Okay, they are splitted.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So I will anyway share this. These are all generic templates downloaded from SAP only. So I will anyway share. I'll probably make a list of things and I'll share you by the end of this course. Okay. Then we have this thing, change request. Okay. So CR. So usually we get CRs, no, for any
Mhm.
thing. So how do you maintain that? You track it basically based on this.
Okay.
So what is the description? What is the impact? Is this going to be very severe? So is this CR going to be uh, business critical? Should we deliver it right now? The priority of that, whether this is, usually it will be in requested. And if this something this is in discussion, are we going to implement or not? You move it in progress. If we decide we're going to proceed further, we put it as approved. Then if it is if not required for now, you put it as rejected. So this is something that is maintained during a project execution. Okay. So anything, I mean, the ones that you're handling as part of your support, that is not this CR. CR means it can have either financial impact, any cost implication, or it might not have cost implication during your implementation project. Okay, so any subsequent changes that they are asking after signing of the document, solution design document, all those things has to be recorded in a CR. So as
Okay.
part of our project scope, and not just that, in terms of solution, also anything, any scopes creep that happens. So assume you are not having the responsibility of cleansing the data from the legacy system, but your customer is asking you to do.
Mhm.
It is having 10 TB or 20 TB of data, millions of records. So if that is the case, you need to allocate a dedicated team. So this will come as part of a change request, and you will have to assign a different team. So you will work on the costing. If that is approved by the customer steering committee, then you take up that as a separate sub project, and then you deliver that. Okay, so all the CRs that happen within your uh, implementation will have to be recorded as part of the CR log, change request log.
Mhm.
Then comes your training course, same thing. So, I mean, you need not do this like this. This is something that was done. I mean, a standard template by SAP. However, you need not do it like this. A simple Excel sheet, like how we prepared for this thing, solution walkthrough, that should be sufficient. Or if you need to prepare it as a calendar, you can prepare it like this.
Okay.
What I generally do, I don't do all of this. This itself, for any change, you'll have to sit again and break your heads to revamp all of this. Okay, so what I still do is I just prepare something like this. That's all. The same template I will take. I will just rename it to training plan, training schedule, key user training schedule. That's all.
Okay.
Now I will have the same set of information. I will have planned start date, end date. The consultant will give me. Then actual start date, actual end date. I will monitor. That's all. You need not break your heads to prepare, fancy templates for this.
Yeah.
Okay, then so the final one is data migration test results. Okay, what we have as part of this now, if you remember, let me open this data migration tracker. Do you remember I showed you list of objects for data migration, a template in explore phase?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like this. Okay, so what object, what is the tool that you're going to upload, what is the upload date, issue date, all of this stuff. So now, when we are talking about this, assume in quality system, I have uploaded all the data.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my responsibility as a consultant is to prepare a documentation for that. So how will I prepare it? Each consultant has to prepare a document. So as a test report, it will just say assume they gave me 1,000 records. Okay, for this line item. Where is that? For this line item, let's take HR. Okay, HR was not there. So my job is to upload employee master. Okay, I have to upload 1,000 employee master data into the quality system. Now out of this 1,000, I got 100 errors. So what I will be doing is I will extract evidences from the system what is the report? First of all, I will put what is the report I will see to look at all the 1,000 or 900 records that got successfully uploaded. That is one. I'll take a screenshot of that. I will take out the Excel. I will put it here. Second thing, I will also tell them how many other records as part of the upload got failed. So what is the summary? Why it failed? So I can say you did not put email ID, which is mandatory. So these many records got failed. 20 records got failed because of error in phone number that did not have dial code. So because of that, 20 employees got failed. So I will prepare a list of summary like this, and I'll have to give this data migration test result for each of the object. So here for plant maintenance, I have these many objects. I will have to put separate headings and give evidences and the defects results for all of these things in that template. This will serve as a evidence for me that I have uploaded the entire data that is supposed to be uploaded in the quality. And this is the result of that. There are 100 issues. You need to fix that up. And then there'll be one more level of testing that we will be doing, for which we'll update the documents and share the final version to the customer by the end of Realize.
Mm.
Okay, so do you get it? This data migration template.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let us step back into this thing. So what we looked at is configuration document. We looked at technical specification, same as that of functional specification, only change as we discussed. This is going to be more functional part, what fields, what field names. This is going to be more on the coding side. Test scripts, all the same. Solution walkthrough, schedule we discussed. Then report is the participant list that we saw. Then issue log, it is going to be the same as that of UAT. UAT issue log, you take a copy and have it for solution walkthrough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then if something is agreed to deliver after go live, you add that to the backlog. So every time when I say you add it to the backlog, that's why I said you need to have a live folder. So any time I look at the backlog file, I must be able to understand how many objects do I have to deliver after the go live. So the feedback or the input into the backlog will come from each and every workshop that you take, from solution walkthrough, from training, from UAT, during end user training. All of these should be recorded in the individual issue logs. By the end, after you negotiate, after you agree on what are all the things that you are going to deliver before go live and after go live, the things after go live should be added to your backlog.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a cycle that you have to maintain as a project manager throughout this project life cycle. Then end user training plan is what we saw, training manual template. Again, the MOM and the participant list. The scripts same. Then only thing that is left is cutover document. So I don't have it open with me. I'll just see if I have some document for this, or I will download it from the roadmap viewer and maybe showcase it tomorrow to you. Okay, so only thing that is left is this cutover plan. Cutover document. But otherwise, we have looked at all the rest of the deliverables. So do you have any doubts on these deliverables for Realize?
No, not now. Like today, it's very clear.
Okay, so now let's 5 more minutes. We will probably step back into the activate. Let me stop sharing for a moment. So are you asked to handle the financials also for project management?
Not now, not as of now. But I just received an email where there's a senior manager from HR Path. He has invited me for one of the training, and he said that that would help me to handle customers and everything, others.
Okay.
So maybe slowly, gradually, I would get to handle things.
Okay. Okay. The reason why I'm asking is, are you actually, should we actually go through that financial part? Or
Yeah, just for me to understand.
Okay. Why is this not moving?
Because sometimes, if sometimes I go to uh, some very senior consultant or a manager for something, then they'll ask, is this about sales? Or sometimes they do talk,
Okay.
if there's a very senior guy who is very clear and very specific, even if he differentiates even in favor and something. So basically you are asking for a favor. He is so precise. If he'll say, I have a question, then he'll say, okay, so you are after, at the end he'll say, okay, so basically you're asking for a favor. Something he'll say like that. So with that guy it happens.
Okay, so it's actually better that you understand because you're handling, the projects, variety of projects. If you're handling variety of customers, if you're designated to a customer, that might not help. But if you're someone who is handling different projects from different customers, and you're slowly you'll anyway move into the sales and pre-sales also. So if you're engaging with them, it's better if you
Yeah, I
understand all
keep
these
on.
jargons.
There's a conversation with many people, many divisions. There's not just one customer. There are 3 to 4 customers I'm looking into, and this is also one of the reason. Like, if you asked me about LMS, I know about that word because I have been into that meeting. I don't know very deep, but the upper level, yes, they are involving me. Other
Okay.
customers, different customers have different issues, different things.
Okay. Okay. So we'll just quickly start with this integration work stream. Okay, so we'll just close up with this infographic that you see on the screen. So do you see on the screen?
Yeah, I'm just asking how much time will it take, because in 3 minutes I have a call.
Okay, so in that case we'll start fresh maybe tomorrow.
Yes,
Uh,
we can
so
take 5 minutes extra. But
yeah, yeah, sure. We'll start tomorrow in that case. Not an issue. Okay, so I mean, just keep in mind that activity that you still have,
yes, I do.
and we
I don't
might
have
only
one
have 2 more weekends. So this weekend and the
the
week after.
coming. Yes.
Okay, all right. Let's catch up tomorrow in that case.
Okay. Thank you.
See
Thank
you.
you so much. Bye.